Welcome back to our city. I'm pleased to be joined on the next part of the show with Alonzo Jones in our office on youth. And Alonzo, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, man.
Alonzo, one of the things that you and I have talked about is always trying to come up with new ideas, and it seems you've been at work trying to come up with some new ideas for the young people in our city in the Department of Health and Human Services. And you want to discuss some of the needs of the young adults and the general population with a new program, and you've talked about Healthy Youth and some other events. Why don't you talk to us about the Healthy Youth program you're thinking of?
Well, one of the things we're thinking of is creating, a lot of kids now, unlike when we were younger, they're locked into...
What do you mean when we were younger?
Well, when I was younger, they're locked into video games now and computers. There's not as much activity in their life. So we want to try to create a mayor's healthy initiative for youth. Something where they have to do exercises on a daily basis, your push-ups, your sit-ups, jumping jacks, things like that nature. And they can monitor themselves on a daily basis. Have some type of stipend or reward for them at the end of that, and maybe even do lunch with the mayor.
And who would participate in this?
This would be open to the youth of the city of Elizabeth as an incentive to have them just aspire to be healthy and fit. And then also we can latch on another component for the adults.
There's a big issue and a push from the state government regarding child obesity. And I guess you've seen some of the documentation. Yeah. Are there any grants available that we could go after in the state of New Jersey in order to get some ability to work with child obesity issues?
There are grants available. We just have to get the right people down at the table, do some writing, and that's one of our efforts there also. And
do you see child obesity as a problem? Because, sometimes you see kids and you just, they get picked on because they're overweight. Some may have a health issue. Some may just let themselves go or no parental direction. Mm-hmm. Can a program like this actually stem child obesity?
Oh, most definitely. It can and it will. I think that's something that is needed. A lot of kids, you said, they do get picked on. And this would be an incentive for kids to really go on. And it'll be a group effort. You're not doing it by yourself. You have other kids in your neighborhood doing the same thing. So you won't be singled out and say, oh, you're the only kid doing that. We have a group, maybe the citywide push doing this.
And the health and well-being, a big topic of late as well, but you've also talked about putting together city council versus the Elizabeth All-Stars. What's that all about? Well,
we want to have each member of the city council go around and gather up some all-stars within their ward to compete in some healthy games.
I can imagine who they'd find.
We don't want to make it a lopsided game, but we were looking at somebody, maybe a softball challenge, a basketball challenge within each ward.
Well, we got Luther Wright working for us now, so we could put him back on the basketball court, right?
Well, Luther's 7'2". You don't want Luther. It's not a fair challenge, so I'm thinking of somebody of 5 foot around that height to make it work.
Now, what sports are you looking on concentrating in?
Softball and basketball.
And basketball.
Yeah.
The Safe Haven program, and you've worked with this before. Can you give us an example of this offer a young person attending college?
Well, what happens is a lot of folks afterwards, they go on to college and work, and they come back with a lot of questions. So we want to be there to answer the questions, have programs available. Financial literacy is one of the big questions they come up with. How to start a checking account, savings account, what's a good stock, also how to repair your credit. So we want to have some programs set up to help the families and its children when they come back with these questions.
And also we talked about a citywide Olympics.
Right.
And how would that work?
Well, hopefully we can find Williamsfield or something along that line, and we can have a citywide Olympics for the youth as well as the seniors. Have some.
If the Board of Education gives you the Williamsfield, I'll be shocked, but they don't give out property easily.
Well, that's my goal. That would be the ideal setting, something that you can do, and it would be magnificent to see the kids do something like, especially under the lights at night or whatever. I think it would be just a great event to bring folks out and cheer on, and just imagine some of the seniors out there running.
Yeah, well, we work with the young people on the handicap in the Olympics, and that's held in Carteret.
Okay.
If we had something here locally for the kids who normally wouldn't get a chance, it'd probably be a great idea.
Oh yeah, and that ties in obesity. A lot of kids, low self-esteem, they don't get to participate in certain things. Here's an event that they can participate in front of everyone. Now,
when you talk about seniors, do you include yourself in that category that you would be competing
No, I'm back with the youth.
Oh, you're back with the youth in that category, okay. Alonzo, what do you see the future of SOAR? And I asked Stanley this question last week. How do you see it moving into the future?
Well, SOAR is now 11 years strong.
And building future leaders in the other programs.
And based on the success of SOAR, you now have SOAR 2, Safe Haven, Building Future Leaders. It's an ongoing program, I think, with Stanley spearheading it, who's a little bit younger than me. You have some great ideas, new initiatives, and it should go over very well.
Alonzo, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the second part of the show, and I appreciate all your efforts on behalf of the youth.
Very quickly, we have a health fair coming up next Tuesday, August 28th, in front of City Hall. So I just want to make sure everyone comes
Oh, we don't
out.
want to forget about that health fair, August 28th.
From 3 to 7 in front of City Hall, so we'll make sure everyone attends that.
Okay, thanks for raising it.
My pleasure.
For Alonzo Jones in the Office on Youth, for Emily Lavin, Bill Lavin, and Bob Lavin in the first part of the show, I'm Chris Bolwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.